So on these three problems, I highly recommend that you try them on your own just to see where you are. It's hard to learn from your mistakes if you don't know you're making mistakes. And it's hard to make mistakes when you're just following along perfectly with someone who's showing you how to do it. So on this first one, really on all of them, these are all the same type of problem. It's like multiplying monomials, but instead we actually have two different multiplications of monomials. So one way we can do this is to separate out the terms at the beginning. We separate the first two terms and multiply both of them separately to our second binomial, to our 3x plus 2. And then from here, it's just multiplying monomials. We get 12x squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 2. And these middle two terms, because they have the same variable and exponent, we can combine. So 12x squared minus 5x minus 2 is our final answer. Make sure you have your x squared. Make sure you have your x on your middle term. Another way of looking at these, let's look at this second one. Instead of writing it out all together, you can just kind of make sure that you're getting each by its second term. So we're taking this first term and we're multiplying it by each of the parts of the second polynomial. So 7x times 4x is 28x squared. 7x times negative 8x is negative 56x. And then we do the same thing with the 2y. We make sure that 2y times 4x is plus 8xy. Sorry, this one should have a y as well. And then 2y times negative 18 is negative, I'm going to run out of room, negative 16y squared. So again, we can combine these middle two terms. Even if you have xy and yx, order doesn't matter when we're multiplying, so you can still add those. So our final answer is 28x squared. 56 plus 8 is going to become less negative, so negative 48xy minus 16y squared. And finally, when we have anything that's squared, means that we're multiplying it by itself. So we take 3x minus 8 and we multiply it by 3x minus 8. So we're basically just expanding instead of shortening by using the exponent, we're expanding it out as multiplication. From there, it ends up being the same type of problem we just did. We have 9x squared minus 24x minus 24x plus 64. And we combine the middle two terms and we get 9x squared minus 48x plus 64. That is our final answer on that one. You cannot just distribute the exponent if there's a plus or a minus inside the parentheses. If it were 3xy and we were squaring it, then yeah, you can just do 9x squared y squared, because that really is the same. But multiplying two binomials by each other, you can't just distribute the squared. You have to write it out and do it the same as a binomial when you're multiplying two binomials.